Hello and welcome to the first official episode of what is now called the Ronny and Ernie Show. I am Ernie Zahn. I am a filmmaker.
I'm Ron Williams. I'm a sommelier and wine specialist.
I'm going to do my best to make sure I'm positioned properly for the sound because I'm using a different microphone this week. The last one I felt like was a little muffled. The treble was not right.
Okay. I am also using a different audio setup. Hopefully this one will be a little better. So how you been?
I've been pretty good. You know, we're actually talking about how we get caffeinated before we do this. I'm actually down to one actual cup of coffee per week. What I mean by that is I either have decaf or I don't have coffee on the other days. I'll have a chai or I'll have a matcha. But today's my coffee day.
Okay. Now I am still definitely in the minimum 2 shots of espresso in the morning.
And I have an espresso machine like you, but I got one of those reusable pods, and I'm a little disappointed with what it's yielding. It seems to be super watery, and I'm wondering...
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think? Do you think I'm not packing it tightly enough? Like, what is the mechanism? I mean, it's vacuum sealed. The pods that you sell, they're vacuum sealed.
They are vacuum sealed. Yes, the Nestle Nespresso pods.
You hear that?
But if you shake them, it's not like it's packed in there very tight. Like you can shake it. It sounds like a maraca. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the reusable pods. I am perfectly fine with an espresso. I like the black ones, the ristretto. Or the purple, the arpeggio. Those are my favorite ones. I love
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to be back on the East Coast in this spring for a little bit. I'm going to bring this reusable pod with me. And I'm going to show you what I do. And we're going to experiment and see if there's a way to optimize the way you use the reusable pod. Maybe I'm not packing enough grounds in, or... It's just that it seems thin. It's almost like it's producing drip coffee.
Ew.
You know, when it comes out.
Ew.
So if I basically hit the single shot button like 8 times, I'll have 1 cup of American coffee.
No. Ugh, that defeats the purpose.
With a thimble full of grounds.
Ugh.
So I guess it's kind of like a decaf, or it's like airline coffee, I guess.
Oh, that's gross. Oh my God! Never order coffee on an airplane. Like they don't clean the pipes. Those.
Not only that, I was on a JetBlue flight once, and I shouldn't have mentioned the brand name. Oh, whatever. They're not like an advertiser or something.
They're not giving us money.
It wasn't JetBlue. It wasn't JetBlue anyway, because JetBlue does Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, do they? I didn't.
It was another flight. I asked for a coffee because I really wanted to stay awake. And the flight attendant asked if I was sure I wanted coffee.
Wow.
And
that's bad.
I said, yeah, I mean, people have coffee on a plane. And it was like this instant coffee. And I had never had instant coffee, so I'm like, I don't know why people dislike this so much. So now I know.
Yeah. Instant coffee
is not my thing. I like how they have a product available and they are advising against it.
Well, that's true even in the wine shop. I have there are products on the shelves that like we sell it, but I will never put it in someone's hands. Like if I'm making a recommendation or a suggestion,
it will never be a
recommendation.
recommendation.
To me,
yeah.
Exactly. It's there for people to grab. But I will never put it in someone's hands.
They know what they're doing if they grab it. Basically, it's
swim
at your own risk.
Who don't? No, because like there's certain wines that are made conventionally and just like on a mass scale, like oil refineries, those giant tanks.
Yeah,
that's the scale these wines are produced at. It's
why carry them?
Because it's a brand name people recognize, and if they are one of these people that has a brand like, oh no, this is my brand, I want something I recognize, I'm going to somebody's house, or this is what I drink, they want it to be affordable recognizable, and they don't want any surprises.
Okay.
I find that people like that are fairly
I think I do that
also.
with beer. I don't know if I've ever done that with wine or liquor. No, that's not true. Between the ages of 18 and 21, that was probably the case. But I was
you're
also
looking
not the
for
one buying it.
Jack
I was
Daniels
just getting
Johnny
whatever
Walker.
I could possibly get my hands on because it was alcohol, and it was the opposite of what I normally had access to, which was coffee.
Yeah.
And various sodas.
Yeah. Well, even it just in, I guess, peripherally, by association, your tastes have evolved. Your palate has grown a lot, even in the time that I've known you.
Also, my stomach's tolerance has changed over
That's
time.
true.
And I'm not talking about like alcohol tolerance. I'm talking about just what I can personally process.
Imbibe. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever experience I can put up with. That's evolved as well. But yet, we went out to a restaurant in New York, and you chose the wine to pair with the dinner. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to remember the name of it. I mean, it's your job, so I know it was a good choice, but
it was actually a Nero d'Avola from Sicily.
Okay. And that's a biodynamically
I don't remember the exact
grown
producer, but yeah, this producer grows biodynamically. I believe they use very little sulfur, which is like a big thing for people's reactions to wine. If people get like a headache, it's usually from sensitivity to sulfur. If you're allergic to sulfur, awful stuff?
Because the other thing I noticed about it is I have really bad acid reflux, and I wasn't feeling. Usually when I have something that is not going to play well with me from an acid reflux standpoint, I get some smaller indications at the beginning before the actual problem starts, like the sore throat or whatever. Like I can taste it. I know it's not going to be a pleasant experience the more I consume
the foreshocks of the...
Right.
Before the earthquake.
And I did not feel that with this wine. Is that the sulfur? The lack of sulfur?
No. Acid reflux will likely be from higher acid wines. And since Sicily is generally a warmer climate than other places, and also red wine, depending on the grape, it just had lower acid than your typical wine. Like, stay away from Sauvignon Blanc, I can tell you that much.
Right.
High acid wines will really mess with you if you have acid reflux. So go for lower acid, warmer climate, lower acid grapes also.
We both have, shall we say, unique
health issues.
Unique health issues. They're common between the two of us, and I think that there could definitely be an episode in our future where we talk about that experience and how it's informed our diets
and lifestyle. Yeah.
So you have one of the I's. Which one is it again?
I have IBS.
IBS. Okay.
Yes, irritable bowel syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah. I have Crohn's disease. And these experiences have definitely shaped the way we consume food. But the way I liken it to is it's drawn me towards foods and practices that we should all be upholding. It's just that we have systems that have zero tolerance for bullshit.
Yeah.
It's doing all the things and consuming. Exactly. It's doing all the things and consuming all the things that everybody should be having, except our system is not cutting us a break. We always have to, figuratively or literally eat our vegetables.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or depending on the vegetable, right?
Or rice.
Too fibrous.
Yeah. Or just eat your rice.
Yeah, just eat your rice, which is a plant.
I eat a lot of rice.
Yeah, well, I'm on that rice and lentils thing all the time.
It's a great recipe because it's
very
inexpensive.
I make mine with ghee, though. Yeah.
No, olive oil. I
do olive oil and ghee. I have Partana Sicilian olive oil. You ever have that?
I have not.
Partana's pretty good. I always get it when I'm in Arthur Avenue.
Extra virgin?
It is. It's cold pressed.
Good. Always good. Organic is important.
Yes. That's my sourdough dipping oil, which is the only bread I consume now.
Ooh, yeah. Love me some good bread.
There's a great place
My
here in
favorite
Albuquerque
thing
called Los Poblanos, and they make a green chili cheese sourdough bread. And my body is okay with it. It can handle it just fine.
Huh.
And we make that fresh every day. It's good. You were saying?
When I make bread, I don't usually do sourdough, but I'll do like a pre-ferment if I make bread.
Yeah.
Because I don't sometimes like the twang of sourdough, but I do like the complexity that a pre-ferment will yield. If it's left over, I love making French toast with that.
Okay, we need to come up with a recipe because that brings me to another thought.
Oh, so good.
With Triello
Mm-hmm.
and with the Bon Vivant, do you have a blog section on your site?
I do. It doesn't look too pretty right now. I need to change it.
I haven't posted anything
more.
because I always have these ideas for essays that I want to write that I have to decide, do I want to be a filmmaker or do I want to be an essayist? And at the end of the day, I have to get back to work and make my movies, which is really what I prefer doing anyway. But eventually, I do want to get into that more. However, I'm also finding that this show could be a space to share some of those thoughts and points of view. And we could have use our blogs as the show notes for whatever we talk about. So I would love to see if we could put that French toast recipe up there.
Sure, I'll
and
do
anytime
it.
we have
the bread recipe and then
something
French
we
toast.
mention that we enjoy, that we recommend, or something that we didn't have time to get into in depth, let's put it up on there, and we'll make it identical on both the Bon Vivant and also Triello.org. For mine, it's Triello.org/blog, Triello.org/blog. And what's yours?
Mine is the Bon Vivant, THEBON-VIVANT.com.
And you can find the blog from the main page?
Yeah, it's right on the front page. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Right on the front page.
Great.
French toast, waffles, pancakes, love that. Okay, here. No, I need to ask you something here.
Yeah.
Because I saw this recently, and so someone was eating French toast. I believe it was either French toast or pancakes. Have you ever seen this? Someone will, instead of pouring syrup onto the pancakes or waffle or French toast, they will make a little pile, like almost as if you would like make a little pile of ketchup for your fries.
Like an eggy in a basket.
No.
No?
No. This is, you make a little puddle of syrup, and then they were cutting the pancakes and dipping it in the syrup rather than covering the pancakes in syrup. They left the pancakes dry, made a little puddle, and then would cut a piece off and dip it in the syrup. I think that's the mark of a sociopath.
Do you think... I don't understand the reasoning behind that because it's not as though it has a lot of heat in it. You know, I understand it with hot sauce because if you're someone who can't tolerate a lot of heat in a bite, you want to be able to control how much heat you're taking in, right?
I understand that with ketchup also, with fries.
Is there ever going to be a situation where you want a dry pancake? If the answer is no, then put it on the thing that's never going to be dry during your dining experience, right?
I don't...
Yeah, so I don't understand.
I don't get it.
That is strange.
Yeah.
Though I've had waffles where I've had so many different kinds of things on it, I didn't have syrup.
Oh, no, that's different.
Complex.
That's like, ice cream or chocolate or fruit and whipped cream and shit like that.
Nutella, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
So we actually have something to plug. Last week we said we want to be able to talk about some of the things that we collaborate on.
Yes.
And bring more awareness to those projects. And we actually do have something to promote. We said we had things in the works, but there's something that's already out there. And I don't think we had it with the intention for it to become popular or a runaway success. But we did do it, and it's our most recent collaboration. We started it and completed it in a very short amount of time, and we're both very happy with it for our own entertainment and enjoyment. So maybe there's some other people out there who will also enjoy it. But before we get into that, we need to kind kind of talk a little bit about, I think one of the benefits of how we work together is these shared interests that we have, and I think that's the catalyst for how we collaborate, how and why we collaborate.
That's true.
So
and certainly our love of Star Trek was what sparked this project.
And so I think the name of this episode is going to be called Fizzbin.
It's called Fizzbin.
Which, of course, is a very specific reference to one episode of the second season of Star Trek, the original series, right?
Mm-hmm.
Piece of the action. That's the one. For that season, it was basically the crew of the Enterprise goes to a different planet that was basically all the leftover props and sets of the backlot at Paramount in California.
Every time they would choose
so
a different
well,
backlot.
There's a bunch of Mafia stuff here left over at the studio lot, so how about you guys go to a Mafia planet? Well, how about you go to a cowboy world? Well, how about... they just finished filming, a Sword and Sandals movie, so why don't you go back to the Roman Empire? So it was just like a different... Okay. Basically, I think they were just... I almost wonder if there was just stuff left over at different studio sound stages there, and they just kind of used up what the leftovers were.
Let's use this.
Yeah.
It was a great episode, though. I enjoyed that episode.
I enjoyed it, too.
A piece of the action.
We do have something to plug, and it's related to Star Trek, and it's related to our shared interest of Star Trek.
Yes.
And what is it called, Ron?
It is called 24th Century Palate on Dr. Bacon's Expressway. That's the channel on YouTube.
Yep.
We'll probably put a link somewhere here.
There are 6 of them.
There are 6 episodes. Yeah, we shot it all in one day.
Right.
Start to finish, top to bottom. It is kind of set in the Star Trek universe, and
it's a fan film.
It was a lot of fun. It's a fan. Essentially, yeah, it's a fan.
It's a fan film series. It's not like what you'd think of when you think of a fan film series, because I think what most happens with fan films, particularly in Star Trek, is it's just more episodes of Star Trek. And
this is not the case.
This is the captain, the case. And the captain's name
is Captain Nils.
Captain Nils.
The USS Bacchus.
The USS
which
Bacchus.
is a real ship in canon.
Yeah, and so the idea is you in real life, Ron, are a sommelier. So we had this idea of what if a starship captain had a vlog and had a passion for wines and spirits. We've both watched an exhaustive amount of Star Trek, maybe an embarrassing amount of Star Trek. I would not want to look at the... Thing. Well, okay, but if we had a data set pull up how many hours we've each logged watching Star Trek...
it'd be like...
I don't think I'd want to know that number. But there's an agonizingly detailed amount of Easter eggs in this series.
There's a lot.
And it's a very simple
concept. Spanning
concept.
Several series.
Right? Very simple concept, just you in front of the camera playing Captain Nils and reviewing different wines and spirits of the galaxy. It's Romulan ale, Saurian brandy, what else? Klingon blood wine.
Klingon blood wine, yeah. We did a special vintage of
We
Klingon
invented a cocktail called a Royal Fizzbin, which the prop of is atrocious. It's basically Canadian Club and seltzer.
God. No, it was Scotch. It was blended Scotch whiskey.
Yeah.
And seltzer water with, God, what else was in there? It was repulsive.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just
it looked
plain.
Nice.
Oh,
it
was flavored seltzer water. That's what it was.
Yep.
Oh my God, it was disgusting.
Yep.
Ugh.
But
it was good.
And then we also did a takedown of Chateau Picard, which is not surprisingly the most successful video so far.
Well,
and then we have a
Here's
bonus.
the weird thing. The weird thing. We shot that way before Picard aired. Yeah. And I, as a sort of like throwaway, refer to Picard as JL. Mm-hmm. And now in the series, in Picard, what's her name? Rizzo?
I'm not
refers to him as JL. They copied me.
And you didn't know that before. You just decided
I did
to go
not
for
know
that.
that. I don't think that's in
Wow.
any of the trailers. And
I
this
figured
was
you knew
posted
that because you
before.
also know, like, you read these, like, articles that are on, like, 9gag or Cracked or Reddit or whatever, where they go into these extra details. And you
This
tend
was
to know this
not,
stuff beforehand.
No, I had no idea that was in the series. That was just kind of my thing. I was just riffing.
Well, and
And
now
that
it's on
was-
there.
And now it's on there.
And there's an upload date that shows that it was before the show.
That it was before they aired, yes.
I mean, it was before it was aired, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. They
she had
probably
already
shot it.
said the line JL long before we filmed. But we didn't know about it.
No, we did not.
So 6 episodes available on Dr. Bacon's Expressway, which is a YouTube channel.
Yep.
And we have a bonus episode that I'm going to wait to see if we can get more traction and get more eyeballs on the show before I bother putting that out. But it's a good little bonus episode. And
That's fun.
if people like it, we definitely want to do a follow-up season. We did it very quickly.
Oh, yeah. We did it in a day. We shot it in its
6
entirety
episodes
in a
one
day.
day. I cut it in 4 hours, something like that.
Oh, my God.
And
I mean, they're short, but still.
They're short, yeah. I am totally down to film that again.
That'd be fun.
And we'll have to decide conceptually what's going on in the second season, should there be a second season. But please take a look if you are a Star Trek fan and you like to laugh. We tried to write as many jokes for each one as possible. As we've mentioned before, joke telling is more our hobby than our profession, but we have fun and we laugh. So if you're anything like us, then maybe you'll laugh too.
Ears open.
So we'll put a link to that show in our show notes, or you know what, maybe even I'm going to embed the Picard episode into the show notes. And if you like,
episode?
if you
the Picard episode of
Exactly.
our review
Of our show.
Chateau Picard, yes.
and if you don't like that one, then you won't like the rest of the show.
Pretty much. That's a pretty good indication.
Give us 3 minutes of your time, and you decide for yourself if you want more, because it's already available. And that is everything I've got for today. Is there anything else going on your end?
No, nothing. I think we hit on everything we needed to.
So we don't have a proper outro, so I'm going to propose an outro for you.
Okay.
The Ronny and Ernie Show is a co-production of Triello Storytelling Company and The Bon Vivant.
Mm-hmm.
Our show is available on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify now. Thank you for approving them. Stitcher, correct.
Stitcher.
That's one of the platforms.
What about
that
YouTube? Why don't we
podcasts
put it on
exist
YouTube?
on. We can put it on YouTube as well. I'll start uploading them to
Put it
YouTube.
on YouTube. Yeah.
I'll put it
should
up on the
YouTube.
Triello page, and I'll send you a copy so you can put it up on the Bon Vivant. And our theme is Occhi di Bambola.
Yes.
And we produce these episodes every week on Tuesdays. So if you're just jumping in, there's no continuity. This is not our take on shows like Serial or anything where you really need to be following each episode intimately. Pick a title and a topic that you like and enjoy that one. And if you like enough of them, please subscribe. And if you like it a lot, please write a review. And we would so appreciate hearing your feedback on how we can make this better. One of the requests I've been getting is more stuff about food. We were on a roll at the beginning talking about coffee and diet.
Yeah.
So
all right, more stuff about food.
Let's do that next week.
All right. We will focus more on food next week. That'll be fun.
All right, great. Well, have a good rest of your week, Ron, and I'll talk to you next
too.
Tuesday.
Ciao, ciao. Bye, everyone.